Yo, my guy, what's going on, people?
Yes.
With another episode of Footy Talk. The boy James is in the building after Jordan Henderson's.
King business. King business. So, right, I've shown no Hendo Nino comments yet, so allow me to start the stream. First off, shout out to my captain, Hendo Nino, getting his first England goal. Stuff that you love to see. Brilliant goal, love the passion. You know, obviously, you love your passion merchants, Rants, Jordan Henderson. Doing the thing. I obviously saw your reaction as well. I saw that you was actually just as excited as me, if not maybe a little bit more. A tiny bit more. I saw how happy you was. I saw you were stat man and you were gassed. And rightly so, because Henderson, you know, he should be the captain of the national team. So that's basically our captain getting the goal there. But no, in all seriousness, the performance overall was solid as well. And it's just like, obviously it was a good thing to see, but I'm just surprised more than anything, Ranch, you know, G. Like, lad, these are looking like they're going to get to the final and they've got a chance.
Bro,
We'd be
it's crazy,
sitting here
isn't it?
saying, oh, fucking summer. Nah, lad, look at a Southgate. But, like,
Bro, this has been the
got it
strangest
done.
tournament ever, bro. Like, even the games, they kind of feel like friendlies, bro. Like, all the games have been at Wembley except for one. It's just been weird, innit? Like, the atmosphere. You know, normally it's all in one country and then you see all the fans merging and all the celebrations and all the... It's been so strange, bro. Like, this whole tournament doesn't even feel like a real tournament, bro. It just feels like the Nations League, bro. It's like all the games are at home. It's weird, isn't it? Like, the whole thing's just weird. Like, England could potentially win it, yeah? Playing, I think, 6 of their 7 games at Wembley or something like that. Like, what
That's
even
mad.
is that, bro?
That advantage is a lovely advantage as well, by the way, just to even have it in that stadium, just because you don't have to worry about the travelling. You feel more comfortable because a lot of our players have actually played in that stadium on a regular, and a lot's gone in our favour, and that's one thing we can't ignore. You know, big teams have gone out of the competition, which is why we feel, you know, now in the semi-finals we can still do this. But I do also want to remind people that, you know, there's still a big possibility that we can lose to teams like Denmark, because, you know, there's one game in this tournament where I can well and truly say we outclassed the opposition and we played very, very good football, and that was against Ukraine. Germany was also a very proud performance based on the fact you got the job done, but circumstances still kind of played a part in that game. You know, if Muller scores that chance, then it's a very different game. The way they played weren't the greatest either.
Even the Werner chance before that. I think the Werner chance was at 0-0. If Germany go 1-0 up, I think we're done.
And then even obviously the Scotland game that people need reminding of sometimes. And it's just not, it hasn't all been rosy. Like, you can't ignore circumstances. Still proud of the players, and I'm not even trying to take that much away from them. But there is still circumstances that you can't ignore when it comes to this tournament. And they're just a few of them.
Bro, 100%. Do you know what I mean? Listen,
It's mad, lads. I can't believe it myself.
I like that you're keeping it all the way at 100, because everyone's getting so giddy about it. Like, they're not even taking into the fact that England have played nearly all their games at home. They haven't really played well, apart from the Ukraine game. And even the Ukraine game, England never really started playing well until they were like 2-0 up, bro. At 0-0, England looked fucking rubbish, bro. It's like the handbrake came off at like 3-0, and then England started playing some good football. But before that, the football was just... It was dead, innit?
That's another thing, lad. Like, the football is not being great. I feel like we do forget, like, for the majority of the games we play poor. And Italy, I've barely watched the game where they have played poor. Like, all their games, they're on smoke.
Bruv, they've played brilliantly well every game. They've been clearly the better team every game, including the Belgium team. And they've never looked like losing. Like, the Scotland game, we could have lost that, bro. Like, we had one shot on target in the whole 90 minutes, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like,
Scotland's had more shots than us in that game. Scotland,
if Italy keep playing the way they're playing, I can't see any team beating them, for the simple fact that not only are they getting results, but they're also playing well. I'd rather be playing well and getting results than just getting results, because one bad result's round the corner. But bro, when you're 2 games away from winning the trophy, anything is possible in football, bro. Anything.
That's it. That's 100% it. This is why I'm not trying to get too carried away, but I am also aware the achievement that we've still got to is impressive. But now, based on the circumstances, you've got to get to that final. And more importantly, you've got to at least try and put on a performance. And on any given day, you never know what can happen. With the individuals we've got, you never know what can happen. Jack Grealish, Jadon Sancho. If they start against Italy, bro, I'll give us a chance. Yeah. Oh, I'll give us more than it, because we're not going to outplay them. And again, I'm not shitting on England here. Very impressive what they've done. But we're not going to outplay Italy based on evidence. I can only go off evidence.
Yeah, no, so we're not going to outplay Italy. That's for sure.
Not a chance. So you've got to get them individuals in the game. You know, even if you want to play Sterling based on the impact that he's had, fair enough. But you've also got to take into consideration, does he have that same impact against a Chiellini and a Bonucci? You know, people who don't give a fuck about who you are ever. They will kick you in the back of your legs. They will break your shins. They'll put fear into you. It's basically the way they read the game is insane. Don't need pace. So just to expect Sterling's pace to cause them a problem, it could. But then if you think about the likes of Sancho, Grealish, the ones who can do the little 1-2s and in behind, actually try and open them up a little bit, then you never know, Rants. You'd actually really never know. Even just bringing on Grealish, you've saw the impact he can have.
Yeah.
Even though me and you agree that he should be playing the full 90, it's just, it's proven that it's worked. So if he comes on later on in the game, it causes a different problem for the opposition.
Yeah, so no, bro, it's gonna be mad interesting, innit, to see how this Denmark game goes. I think England can beat Denmark. I think on paper they should, but the last time they met, I think Denmark beat us, bro, if I remember correctly. So it's a bit of a strange one, but I think that having 45,000 in Wembley is gonna make a big difference for this England side, man.
Well, how about if I present this question to you? You know, we talk about moments in football and what they mean. So, for example, Alisson, when he scores that header, Liverpool are getting top 4. Liverpool, even though there's still games that we need to win, Liverpool have to get top 4 now. I just think with Denmark, and I understand, like, we've been playing at Wembley, and there's loads of little factors that come into play based on the fact that, you know, it's coming home and we haven't won a trophy since '66 and everything has gone into our favour. But if you just think about Denmark for just 1 incy-wincy seconds, and I don't think they'll win the whole thing, right? But we talk about moments. You start off with that Eriksen moment. Did you see where they was after 2 games in the group stage? They were 4th.
Yeah.
Bro, they were 4th after 2 games in the group stage. Just because they won their last game they went through. I'm just saying, like, besides Ukraine, I haven't saw England absolutely play anyone off the park. Realistically. So this game, if Denmark can get their tactics right, then don't ignore their individuals, because they've got individuals that can hurt us as well.
Yeah.
And when you talk about momentum, and when you talk about things that just should happen, they've got all that belief spirit. They've got everything. Just as much as we do. They don't care if it's in Wembley. They've got to just as much as we do.
Yeah, they don't. And nor should they, bro, because let's be honest, these guys, are they're seasoned vets, bro. And when you look at their team as well, you look at their backline, bro, there's still a lot of experience in this Italy team. Even though there's some younger players, there's a lot of experience. There's a lot of guys in their mid to late 20s and even in their 30s. It's not a young Italian side, innit? It's a very wily Italian side, and they'll know how to deal with the pressures. These guys have played in big games. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, if they do go 1-0 up against teams, they know how to manage games and see games out. You saw in the Belgium game, the way the goalkeeper was staying down on the floor, people were winning challenges and milking it, giving away intelligent fouls. These guys know how to play the ugly side of the game, innit? And they can frustrate anyone. So I still think they're the team to beat.
100%, absolutely. I still think Italy are the favourites for this, and I've said this from the start, that just based on what I saw before and how they played, they've got the most, not just quality in individuals, but they've got everything else that you need to actually win a tournament. Anyway, with Italy, do you know, like, if you used to go into a fight, but you had Khabib next to you, you're going to be a lot more fucking happy, aren't you? You're going to be you're going to be very confident. If you're coming up against like 3 or 4 thugs, and they're just like, what then, this, that, and the other, I'm going to punch you in the jaw, mate. But then you fucking got Khabib, they're ready to wrestle whoever even if a bear comes, you'll be there, mate, ready to double leg the fucker. So, if you'll be more confident in that situation. The same for the Italy players. Do you think for the young lads like Chiesa, for example, Do you think he's going to be scared of Harry Maguire, John Stones, Luke Shaw? Just the names alone, by the way, because I know these have achieved some things, but Harry Maguire, John Stones, Luke Shaw, and Walker, or whoever else plays. And then furthermore, you go higher up the pitch, Phillips and Rice. Bro, I am playing with man like Chiellini and Bonucci. Do you think I care about these players? They don't care. Italy have got that confidence. They've got everything that they've got a great, coach that will drill them tactics into the players. They've got actually good quality players in itself. People don't talk about people like Insigne enough. Insigne is class, bro. And it's just,
bro, you know what? Insigne is mad. You know what the thing is? Insigne on his day looks great, and then sometimes he looks shit. But one thing about him is, like, he's a frustrating player. But bro, like, when Italy needed him, like, man's putting in performances, innit? You know what I mean? I'm still not even sure about him. He just confuses me when I watch him. But I think that Italy have a lot of quality, bro, and I think that their midfield is brilliant. The fact that Locatelli ain't even starting, that tells you everything. Like, Verratti's just come back. Like, that midfield, I think England's midfield is their biggest problem, innit? Genuinely, because Rice and Phillips are too far apart most of the time. And then Mason Mount's just in no man's land because he's meant to be playing in a 10, but because he's not a natural 10, like, he's not really linking up with the front. I don't think I've seen him play the ball into Harry Kane's feet once in a tournament. Do you know what I mean? When he's played in a 10. So it's like, it's just a bit strange. And honestly, Scotland's midfield dominated England's midfield. And if they did, I can't even imagine what that Italian midfield or even the Spanish midfield would do. The only difference is with Spain, I don't think Spain have enough attacking threat to bother England, innit? Like, I don't believe in Morata at all.
I agree. Yeah, oh yeah, man. If we get Spain, I'd actually rate us against Spain.
So would I.
I want Spain to win tonight. I don't like.
But if Spain win tonight, it might be fucking coming home, mate. I'll tell you.
100%. I'll start getting carried away then. I will. I'll people like hear me out now. I will get carried away because Spain is a very beatable team. They're not shit. They've got good players, but even Pedri. Like, I love Pedri as a baller and stuff like that. But you're even seeing them dropping players like Thiago in their team. And I just think, midfield are usually... it's why I thought Germany was going to beat us, because usually it's the midfield that can win you a game of football. I actually really think they didn't fully capitalise on Kimmich and the role he could have had in that game. But, Italy overall as well, they're just a team. They've got a better midfield than us, so they're going to win that area of the pitch. People talk about heritage. I don't look into heritage too much, because it weren't these players that won them trophies. These are a completely different set of players, but they've got more heritage than England in this tournament. They've got a more experienced manager, and you could argue, maybe, not saying that whether you rate their best individual better than our best individual, but they've got more players that can create something out of nothing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So
that's the way I think it. That's why I'm saying Italy are the favourites, and I do think they'll beat Spain tonight. Like you, if we think we can beat Spain, then Italy most certainly can beat Spain.
Well, absolutely, and not even just that, bro. Like, just beat Spain, bro, but bruv, they smoked Belgium as well. It's like they smoked Belgium, bro.
It was a pretty performance.
It was, bro. Like, there were times where them man were olaying them, bro, like bouncing them, like. I've never seen anything quite like it against a decent Belgium team. Like, don't get it twisted. Hazard wasn't there, but even if he was there, bro, Hazard ain't been the same player in a long, long time. So there's no telling that Hazard would have made a difference. There's absolutely no telling Hazard would have made a single difference. But they
still had De Bruyne, they still had Thorgan Hazard, who's been doing bits for them. They still had good individuals to get enough done in that game.
And even the De Bruyne thing, after the game, men are coming out saying, De Bruyne wasn't fit. But bruv, when De Bruyne had that strike early on in the game, that Donnarumma made a great save from, no one went talking about his injury there. It's mad. If he scores that goal and they win 1-0, there's no talk of no injury, bro. And that's the funny thing about football, innit? It's like, moments generally define a game, innit? And that save from Donnarumma was a great strike from De Bruyne. Like, he didn't look injured then. You know what I mean? And at the end of the game, it's sort of like, it's a miracle he played, all of these excuses. The bottom line is, they weren't at the races, bruv. Like,
Yeah.
if he was that much of an injury doubt and he couldn't move around the pitch, they'd have been better off playing someone that's 100% fit and then bringing him on.
Well, that's Belgium's golden generation done now as well. So any hope of them getting any major trophies is now diminished. I didn't think they were going to win this tournament. I was never truly convinced that they were better than the best sides in this tournament. But, you know, I think that's now just been proven right. You know, you've got De Bruyne, who's however old now, 20.
I think he's 29. Is he not? Is he not 28?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. He must be around 28, I think.
He's still going to be sick, but when you talk about an individual winning a tournament by himself, he's on the other side of that hill. Let's just say that. Lukaku, he's obviously a beast. He'll keep scoring goals, but you need to then fill in the positions around them with other work. Now they can get a new team, but we talk about this generation of players from Belgium. I think they're finished now in terms of it.
Yeah, bro, I understand what you're saying. I know what you mean. I think it's one of them things where with with this Belgium team, it's kind of like you're kind of saying, yo, well, this was their chance kind of thing.
And to be fair, I'm probably being a bit generous, bro, because when you think about it, they've already lost company. Vertonghen's well past it. Alderweireld's well on the other side of that hill. He had a mad drop-off, and it's just, you know, they can still do bits, but it's not the same team anyway. And now that's only going to go even further away from that.
And Hazard's past his best. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
no, you're right, bro.
Thibaut Courtois isn't getting any younger. Still do bits, but it's just another point to the argument.
No, you're completely right. And Kevin De Bruyne's 30. Do you know what I mean? So, like, honestly, you're right. That was the golden generation, 100%. And they didn't win anything. So now it's looking kind of peak for them. I can't even lie.
Definitely, I agree. Did you see all this madness with Barcelona, lads? I woke up earlier, I saw this Barcelona news, and I knew Barcelona was in shit. But you know, like, you've got a little brother, lad. So do you know, like, when your little brother gets into shit, and you're like, wow, you fucked up there, and then like you look around the corner and you see they've made an even bigger mess, and you're like, oh my god, mum and dad are gonna slap you until they lad.
Mad.
That's it, like Barcelona are that kid. Like, do you know, like, when the parents go, so Timmy, you ate all the chocolate, and they've just got a little bit of chocolate on the lip there, and they're like, nah, mum, you're mad, aren't you? You know what I mean? And then just go round there, just chocolate everywhere, all over the floor, all over the walls. Just a bad accident waiting to happen. Bro, Barcelona are in that scenario. A player they bought for £140 million. They are willing to sell for 20.
That's fucked, isn't it? That is real. Like, that is, bro, like when the bailiffs are coming, a man's you're just selling your sofa and that. Like, man is selling your bed and that. Everything has to go. Car boot sale and that. Bro, I've never seen anything like it in football. Like, it's an absolute shambles. And you know what? Serve them right, innit? Because it was always gonna happen. I swear, like, they got man arrested. They got man in jail and that. Like the last president and that got arrested. The whole thing has been mad. The whole thing's been some dodgy flipping
proper seediness.
proper like Ponzi scheme, innit?
Bro. Yeah.
Like, bruv, Barcelona been doing this money laundering business. Do you know what I mean? They've been doing it, bro. You know what I mean? It's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke, man. And you know what? It's crazy. Like, they're saying Messi's out of contract, yeah, and they can't even offer him a new deal because literally them man aren't allowed to register no more players.
They literally said to Man City, fuck your 100 million for Messi, yeah. We're just gonna we're gonna keep him and then we're gonna sign him on a new contract. And then they can't even do that. Bro, these people, were supposed to sign Memphis Depay. And they're not signing him no more. I think they're supposed to sign Aguero. I don't think they can sign him no more. They literally have done a review.
They can't register them. They can't register them because they need to get rid of 200k a week on the wage bill, blood.
Bro, they've got a man like Edwards or something, bro. I don't know his name, right? But they bought some player from Palmeiras. Nah, not Braithwaite. It's some fella from Palmeiras, some Brazilian team, I think. Bought him for like 7 million. Bro, they never gave him a reveal. Do you like the way they make them do all keepy-ups and that when they join the team? Like, bro, they never gave this kid that chance. They were like, can't even do keepy-up. Bro, they gave him 17 minutes in the season. And then they released him from his contract. And now him and his agent are saying Barcelona have unfairly released us from our contract. Bro. And I get on this. I don't know if it's true, so correct me if I'm wrong, chap, but I think they're suing Barcelona.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Lad, we need to get this on the Netflix.
Them man said they need to get 200 mil off the wage bill. 200 million, yeah, bro. Wow.
They're 110%. They're 110% above their allowed wage bill. Bro, they're fucked. Like, we're not understanding the deepness of this. They can't sign players. They can't sell players. Lad.
And that's without Messi's wages.
Neymar dusted at the right time, mate. Neymar dusted. He dusted. He was like, fuck it, this business.
So hold on.
PSG.
Even without Messi's $1 million a week, yeah, them man are 200 million a year over their wage bill. Do you know how fucked that is?
110%, bro.
Nah, but I need to get my head around this, bro. All right. Man, I have to get the calculator out, bro.
All right, let's do this. I'm bad with maths, but I'll try and keep it long. Isn't this mad though, chat? I cannot believe this.
So
when I saw
they have to get rid of 16.6 million euros a month off their wage bill. Divide that by 4. They need to get rid of 4 million a week from the wage bill. So 4 million a week. Right, and Messi's on $1 million a week on his own. That's fucked. That's actually fucked, you know. 4 million a week. So they've got players on like 600 grand a week. They need to get rid of about 4 man, bro. Like 4 or 5 players. Oh, yeah. Wow. Like that 4 million, man will divide that by 5. That's 800.
Even players like him.
Oh,
players like,
that's 800.
Players like Titi, they're on big dough.
Bruv, they need to get rid of around 5 players that are on about 200 grand a week, or they need to get rid of players that are on more than that. Bruv, they have to get rid of a minimum of 4 players.
Well, they're looking at like Griezmann, Dembele, Coutinho. Bro, like what they're selling the biggest assets that they've made in recent years. Like, you talk about bad business, we talk about the Glazers and FSG. This is a whole new level of fuckery. How do you get to this point? It's like that start of the film, do you know what I mean? Where it like shows the end of the film and it's the guy where he's like, so how did I get here?
Bruv, a lie, and the film just starts going backwards.
Yeah. So
nah.
So here's how I ended up, and then just at the end of the film, you're at the same place.
Bro, imagine you can't even afford free transfers because your wage bill's too high. Like, what the fuck? Like, these men have been operating in a loss. Messi's a free agent, waiting for them to get rid of man before they can even sign him back. Bruv, what? I just don't know, blood.
It's a combination of like the ex-president and like something that they do. Maybe now they're just trying to fix it all. I haven't got a clue, bro. I don't know how you've got into this mess.
Bruv.
Barcelona, mate.
Bruv, and Messi's a free agent right now. Can go wherever he wants.
Chilling.
And that's what I mean. Bare man are on 300k. So they have to get rid of 4 million a week. Do you know what I'm saying? A week, bro.
Go get Messi, Liverpool. Go get Messi. It's not happening, but like I'm just if anyone from Liverpool is watching, then of course get Messi, because lads, that'd be so sick.
Bruv.
Just
they're paying out 100%, 110% of the money that they're actually generating. They're running in the red. 110% in the red. What the fuck, bro?
It is moody. Moody business.
That's crazy.
But where do you think they go from here, though? Like, does this... Like, did he just stay winning titles? Like, did he fix this and then just go back to winning titles? Or...
This might take some time, bro. You know, like that, bro. Griezmann's on 800 a week, apparently. 800. I never knew it was that. But then again, Gareth Bale was on, what, 600? So Griezmann on 800.
I've just nearly spat on my laptop and taken the piss. 800 grand a week. Are
If they
you
get rid
high,
of
bro?
Griezmann and Coutinho, yeah, then their wage bill's fine. They have to get rid of them too. De Jong's on 400. What? What do you mean? Oh. How's
I'm
Frankie on
so happy,
400
G.
already?
Fuck off. He's only signed one contract,
Bro,
which is the one
that
when he
can't be
signed.
right. Surely.
He can't be
He's
on
a,
400k a week.
he's young,
Can't
bro.
be. Why would you
What
pay
are they
someone
doing?
from Ajax? Why would you pay someone from Ajax 400k a week? Like, isn't the fact that you're Barcelona good enough? Why do you need to go ahead and pay all this, though? What, lad? No, that's not true. That can't be. You can't be paying Coutinho over $500,000 a week, even in any currency.
Brother, I like to not play as well. $1 million a week, they need.
But you don't
That's a
even do
lot.
that when you sign him, though, lad. Like, you get him on a good, decent wage. Like, you've already spent 140 million on the kid. You know what I mean? He's joining you through passion. He's joining you because he wants to win trophies. Just let him have that and give him 150k a week. What happened to them wages? Why does it have to be if you're Barcelona, you're spending 200 or 300 odd grand per week on a one play? It's 400 grand for De Jong. Are you taking the piss? Bro, I so wish now, I just committed to being a baller, like, throughout my teenage years. Joined Barcelona, made dough, and then just got exposed for being a shit player. I don't care. I've made dough.
45 million euros a season for Griezmann.
No, that's wrong.
He's a good player, but 45 million. Bro, that guy is literally a quarter of what these men need to slash here throughout the whole year. Is just Griezmann. Like, bruv, what? Like, that doesn't even make sense, bro. Like, I can't, bro.
Nah, it's mad. It's mad. Get Griezmann, Liverpool. If you're watching this, get Griezmann. Get Griezmann. Get Griezmann, man, Messi. Get both. I'll take both. Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? This is how the transfer window works. Got to take advantage of bad situations. Get both. Obviously, I'm taking the piss. I don't even know why I'm saying
so, bro, so what man are saying that they might not even be able to afford to sign Messi back yet, even if they wanted to. What the fuck, bro?
So does that mean Messi's gone? Like, is he just finished?
He's clubless right now. He's clubless.
Like, fully.
And they can't sign him, bro, because there's no room on the wage bill, bro.
Is he actually
the whole thing's fucked? Full on, his contract's expired.
Oh my days! It even says it on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Mad.
Contract's
currently
expired,
a free agent.
Bro, it's mad, bro. And I don't listen. I do not doubt for 1 second that Laporte is gonna sort it out. But bruv, how? That's the question. How?
Yeah, no, that's a bit like you know, you can identify the problem, but how do you get through the problem is the big thing. And no, that's mad. I can't even get me head wrapped around that now after all them figures were thrown out at me. At first I thought it was funny, now I just feel sorry for them.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I feel sorry for them, lads. That's crazy. That's mad information. And it does leave me with intrigue to why, or to what could happen with them now in the near future. Like, could you imagine if Barcelona just went bust? Like, I know they won't, but, like, could you just imagine if something like that happened? Because I swear this is the type of stuff that'd get all that starting.
No, but to be fair, bro, remember, we've lived in a time where we've seen teams in Italy get relegated for match fixing and stuff like that and get sent down and have to come back up. So, true. Like, bro, anything is possible in football. Like, Rangers went all the way down to, like, the 4th tier and had to make their way back up. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, anything can happen in football. Like, nobody's above karma, bro. You know, like that. No one's above that shit. When it's ready to spin the block on you, bro, it's peak. There's nothing you could do, innit? There's nothing you could do, bro. Nobody's above that. So the fact that they weren't even keeping an eye on the wage structure, that's crazy. Why would somebody... Frankie de Jong is a player that I rate very, very, very highly, yeah. Very highly. But he's not worth 400k a week. And plus, he's coming from Ajax, so he would have been on peanuts there. You could have just doubled his wages and kept it moving. He'd have probably been on about 50, 60k there, maybe. Give man 200k max and then calm. 400. What's the need for it, bruv? Do you think he wasn't going to come if you offered him 200? You're Barcelona, bro. You don't need
What's
to
that
be
in?
overpaying for players.
What's that in pounds?
I don't know. It's probably about 350.
In
And this
quid?
guy's saying
Wow.
Sancho's on 350 a week, but he's not. So it's fine. Sancho's on about 250 max. Do you know what I'm saying? So that 350 thing's not real. So don't believe that. Because there's rumors saying that Varane wants 300 and that would make him the highest paid player, yeah, outfield player at the club. So Jaden's not on 350. That's an absolute lie. United aren't trying to break their wage structure like that, even for Varane. That's why they're saying that there's a doubt that a deal would even be able to be done because they're not trying to give no outfield player more than 300 right now. Because if they give that to him, straight away Bruno and Pogba's wages have to be on par with that. Have to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
A man said Spanish tax is 50%, so the wages are extremely high for gross. Yeah, but in the UK it's the same, bro. When you make a certain amount, over a certain amount, you're on 50% tax as well. So like, yeah, and also I know in certain parts of Spain the tax rules are actually different. So it's one of them things where a lot of players do the bookie tax thing in Spain, and that's why Messi got in trouble. Ronaldo got in trouble as well, bruv. Suarez, I think, as well. They do the dodgy tax thing in Spain because I think there's more ways to kind of get around paying the tax over there. Do you know what I'm saying? So, oh, bro, it's actually fucked.
They're talking about players like PK and that leaving now as well.
Like, bruv, Messi's unemployed, bruv.
And people said 2021 couldn't keep up with 2020, you know. No,
Man's unemployed, fam. Like, that's bad.
no, this is all insane. Like, I genuinely cannot believe the fact this has happened in the way that it has. And even though it's been building up, it's just... It's like now that you've got all of the damage in one pile, so when you see it all at once, that's when it's at its worst. Because you know there's always a few little like individual problems at time to time, but it's when you see it at once that it can really hit you. Hearing all that, that's fucked, bro. Like, you never know what's going to happen. Like, we could be sitting there saying to our kids and that, saying like, oh yeah, when I was a kid, like, the best team in the world was Barcelona. Who's Barcelona, Dad?
Yeah.
Like, fully? Who's the greatest footballer of all time? Lionel Messi. What team did he play for? Barcelona. Who's Barcelona, Dad? Like, lad, this is going to fuck up so many conversations.
Bro, and like my man said, the Super League's making so much more sense now. That's probably what they saw. They probably saw They probably saw
motherfuckers.
They probably saw their wage bill and all these other things and said, "Yo, we can get
There's
300
no probably
million a year."
about it. It's 100% that 100, bro, lads. They, oh my god, them motherfuckers, lads. They
It's
are
crazy,
mad. You know what I mean? But they're on it though. A for effort. Give you respect for it. But you failed.
Yeah. Bruv, it's crazy, you know. Like, I don't actually. Oh, football's a strange game. Anyone can get it. That's one thing I say about football. Yeah, no one's above the smoke. Nobody's above it, and I kind of respect that. You know, like that.
Yeah.
Anyone can get it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how this plays out. But at the moment, it's looking very peak for Barcelona, bruv. You know what I mean? And that's why their man wanted to go down with that sinking ship of the Super League, blood. Well, no, I don't even think they've left yet. I'm not sure. I just don't know, bro.
Hey, for Messi, that probably wouldn't be a bad option. Just chill it with his national team. Usually it's the reverse, isn't it? Like, players will retire from national football and then club football, which Messi just might just think, nah, fuck physics. I'll do this way. You know what I mean? I'm not going to join a club. He will definitely join someone else, but you've got to find someone who's going to accommodate them wages. In fact, if PSG got him, PSG have then paid for Donnarumma, Gini Wijnaldum, Messi, and who else did they sign?
But three of them
Ramos.
would be free.
And Ramos for
Four.
free.
Ramos was free. That's great business. And that's
all
what
four of them are free, and the only one they pay for was Hakimi.
brilliant business, isn't it, so far? PSG
Fantastic.
are looking to win the league and they're trying to sign Paul Pogba right now. And yeah, they're saying that there's been talks between the DOF and obviously the owner and Pogba's people. Do you know what I'm saying? Not with
Yeah.
Manchester United. You don't need to talk to Man United. He's got 1 year left. All you need to do is agree terms with the player, and then you go to the club after with an offer. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So the fact that people were saying that there's no talk between PSG and Man United, bruv, there never is in football until they're ready to make a bid.
Mm-hmm.
Like there never is. So I genuinely think that Pogba's weighing up his options. And I think that the club know that because we're getting linked with Camavinga now.
Right now,
He's,
this
a,
is what I was.
he's another box-to-box midfielder.
And his quality is he's a baller. Like if people
He's
don't know
wavy.
about Camavinga, he's boss,
wavy.
mate. Like I've only watched him a few times to be fair, but every time I was impressed. And it's 30 million for him. Rafael Varane's being linked, and you've got Jadon Sancho. Now, granted, Jadon Sancho should have already been completed, but it's still a big boy move. You know, Camavinga, if you sign one of the best young prospects in that league, especially, then that's a big boy move, especially for the price that you're doing it. You know, when you're Manchester United, bully teams like, is it Rene that he plays for?
Yeah,
Rene?
Ren, yeah.
Ren, yeah, sorry, I always say the name. Ren. So, bully that team and get that player, you know what I'm saying? And play even just Varane being linked, like even whether you like him or you don't, he's still one of the better options you could maybe get just based on name value. And name value is something that, you know, might not account for everything, but it accounts for something. And just to be linked with these big names in itself is a big deal. You know, I look at my team, Liverpool. We're not linked with Jadon Sancho. You've only got waste men linking us with Jadon Sancho. No one serious is saying Liverpool is in the conversation with Jadon Sancho. Same with Kylian Mbappe. All I hear about Kylian Mbappe is, oh, Mbappe might one day want to join Liverpool. Might one day want to join fucking someone else. What does that even mean? Any of it? So, I'm seeing us linked with like Renato Sanchez, who I like Renato Sanchez, but just to jump on it right now, like, and I'd probably even sign Renato Sanchez, but, you know, why now? Because before the summer and before the Euros, I don't think many teams are really tuning up Renato Sanchez, to be real. Like, why haven't you got to play, like we've been linked with Saul from Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Yep, baller. So, if we signed him, I think that'd be a bit more serious. Someone who's won trophies, 26, versatile, reliable, only missed 17 games through injury for Atletico Madrid. So I think that'd be more serious for 35 million, especially with the fact that Atletico Madrid have just signed Rodrigo de Paul from Udinese. So there's a door opening there. But we're Liverpool and we should be able to enter that conversation. We don't. So at least Man United are putting their name in the hat. But at the exact same time, I cannot believe, like, there's something that seems too good about Varane, Camavinga, Sancho, Pogba staying, and whatever else that you needed to get done. But, mate, I think you're right. I think there's a little bit of a catch. Like, Pogba's got to go. And Man United can't let him go for free. They can't let him go for free.
No. Bro, I don't see a situation where Camavinga and Varane come in and Pogba stays. And you know what it is, yeah? Something was said today that the likelihood of Varane and Camavinga coming in is not very high. Do you know what I mean? I also read somewhere that Varane hasn't even definitely decided if he wants to leave Real Madrid. It's a money dispute. So it's one of them ones where, honestly, I don't really know. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. Camavinga is more of a Fred, is more like a Fred Kante type player, but more technical. He's left-footed. He's like an Edgar Davids. He's tenacious. He wins the ball, very skillful, but he's not a solo six. So he doesn't come in and do the job that we need in the team. He definitely improves the team, but then we still need a holding midfielder, even if he does come in. And this is my thing. So for 25 million, I would buy him anyway, even if he's not the position we want. Because for that price, you buy him now anyway. Like, I'd rather have a good player in the squad than not have them in it. Like, sometimes if a player's available, you just close your eyes and spend the money. But he's still not the DM that people think he is. People see him tackle, so they think he's a DM, bro. But he's very good on the ball. He carries the ball well. And he presses very high energy, similar to Fred.
Talking about Camavinga?
Yeah, very similar to Fred, just a bit more lanky, so not as quick. Do you know what I mean? A little bit more physically imposing and very technical on the ball, very graceful on the ball. Like, he definitely passes the eye test. Like
Yeah.
he's a great player to watch. Do you know what I'm saying? But stylistically, he's just a ball winning box to box midfielder in the Kante Fred mode. That's what he is. He's not a DM. He's not a DM at all. Similar to like Renato Sanchez as well. Very technical, very nippy. Do you know what I'm saying? Good on the ball. Definitely not a deep lying player. Do you know what I mean? So it's a strange one, isn't it? I think he's a top player. I want him, but I don't see him coming in and Pogba staying, because then we would have him, Pogba, Bruno, Van der Beek, McTominay, Fred, who are all box to box in between players. Like, do you know what I mean? And Matic is really the only six, so that's already six centre mids.
If you
There's
sign
talk of
all them
Jesse coming.
players,
There's talk of Jesse coming back as well, and not necessarily leaving. Bruv, the squad's too stacked, bro. Someone has to go.
sell Lingard.
But even if Jesse goes, bro, I think we have to get rid of. We have to get rid of
You're never going to
Donny
get the
Van der
dough that
Beek.
you're going to get for Lingard now. If you sell Lingard
Yeah.
now, you're getting dough for him, lads. You know, good player, so if you want to use him, fine, but you're not going to use him, so might as well, instead of keeping him on the bench for what? Champions League, you're not even going to play him in the Champions League, like League Cup games and that. Just sell him, get you 20, 30 million, I don't know how much he'd be, but however much money, sell him while he's hot shit, and then, you know, go and buy them players, you know. That's the way you do it. If you want to buy big players, you've got to let go of your assets. Man United have assets. You've got players they can let go there for 10 million, 15 million here and there.
Absolutely.
So, what I was going to say is, if Man United do get all them players, mate, if they don't win the league, that's a proper failure. If you're getting them players, like if you keep Pogba, you get Varane, Sancho, that's a failure. Like, you've got to win the league if you're doing that level of investment. I'm sorry.
Bruv, but that's what I said on the last show. I said, listen, yeah, the good thing about if United do sign these players is United win stuff, or Ollie fails and gets sacked, and the next manager comes in and inherits a good squad. It's a win-win situation, isn't it? Because if United do well, then people say, oh yeah, United bought the league. Who cares? You know them ones. And if they fail, then Ollie's failed again and he has to go. But either way, buying the players is the right thing to do. We're being linked with the right kind of players now. Like, I don't mind getting linked with Camavingas of this world and the Varans on paper, because it tells me that at least we're trying to do a thing. Like, we're trying a thing, innit? We're trying. So far, I haven't seen a team that wants to win or has even been trying to win. So, bruv, like, I would take it. I genuinely don't think that we get both of them. And regardless, whether Pogba stays or not, I don't think there's any chance we sign them both. I genuinely don't, because I heard that United aren't the only team in for Camavinga. And also, Varane hasn't even definitely said he wants to leave. So the chances are Real Madrid offered him the money, he stays, bruv. You know what I mean? And then he might even become the main guy at the back, because he's never been able to be that, because Ramos has been there. So with Ramos leaving the club, it makes him one of the senior players. So he might fancy that. So there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that either of them will arrive. I wouldn't be surprised if United signed neither of them. I wouldn't be surprised.
Listen, I'm not necessarily like surprised. I didn't think United were going to do it to this level, but I knew they were going to invest. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, the Sancho one, it makes it look a lot more stronger, but that was a deal that was already pretty much next to done. They just needed to get a fee agreed realistically. You know, they could have had that done last season. And you know, if you had a Sancho in the Europa League final, in fact, you might have not even needed to get it to the Europa League. The Sancho might have kept you in the Champions League. So,
oh, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? He's just one of them type of players. But I'm shocked, but I'm also not at the same time about Man United. I'm not surprised with Liverpool's lack of business. People keep saying to me as well, like, oh, what about Jota and Thiago, who were signed in the space of 2 days? Thiago was a deal kind of like Sancho, except it didn't go on another season. You know, that was a deal that was, it seemed on for about a month or two before it was announced. It just weren't getting announced. It was one of them weird things. He was linked with Man United a bit, and then it got really strong with Liverpool, and then it was pretty much done. And then when it got announced, Diogo Jota got announced 2 days later. Now, of course, at the time, Jota for 45 million, it weren't exciting everyone. the thought of someone who at Wolves weren't necessarily playing week in, week out. He was playing and he was a part of the squad, but he weren't even like a proper first teamer, and it just makes you think, like, what's he going to add to our team? Obviously, hindsight's a beautiful thing, but people saying we're gonna do that again. I don't want to do that again. Just buy your players, man. Get them. Just get them. And who are we being linked with? I'm seeing Andre Silva, who scored more goals in the Bundesliga than Haaland last season, going to Leipzig for 35 million euros. I'm seeing top-class midfielders like Rodrigo de Paul going to Atletico Madrid for 35 million euros when they've got already a pretty decent midfield. I'm confused to just why we're not in the conversation.
Yeah.
That's the only word that comes to. I am just confused, because here's the thing as well. You look at our team and you look at our squad depth and stuff like that. It's not bad when everyone's fit. But at the same time, football's one of them sports where you have got to change the team. You've got to give players in your current squad new challenges, whether that's bringing someone in. Luke Shaw's the prime example. Alex Telles arguably could have been one of your best signings, just based on the fact he helped Luke Shaw play better. Like, lad, competition in the squad is a thing, and I'm seeing us being linked with, like, it's false links. It's like with Danny Ings and Felipe Coutinho, and it's like, why are we even in for these type of players? And because Coutinho, not a bad baller, but one, you're gonna have to pay a certain amount of wages. That's probably not gonna be too, let's say, for FSG. FSG like to try and get it on the cheap, so that might not be the best option. Then Danny Ings, he's not really someone who's available a lot, so you'd be good for the squad, but he's not fixing the problem that you had last season. So why aren't we in for why can't we get a Sancho? Why can't we be in a conversation for Jadon Sancho? Of course now because he's joined Man United. But last season, when Man United failed to get Sancho, why couldn't we enter the conversation this season? Why? No, yeah, do you know what? Fuck everything I've just said. Here's my argument. Case in point. Finished. Leicester City, who was in the top 4 longer than what we was last season. They were in the top 4 more than us. Now, I don't care, because we finished in the top 4, right? We got away with it from the skin of our teeth. We just about got there. Man like Leicester finished Europa League football, bro. I am seeing them sign Samari. I'm seeing them sign Bertrand. I'm seeing them sign Daka. I didn't even want Daka. I'm just saying, like, they're actually making moves that's going to improve their team. They're making key signings. They are looking to improve overall as a squad. They want to fix the line of 5th and 4th, because that's where they failed to finish in the past 2 seasons. Just about. They're making them necessary changes. We just about get top 4 from the skin of our teeth, like I've just said, and we're not even... We got away with it. We don't even have to suffer the consequences. We're getting the Champions League, though, baby. We're rolling in the moolah, but we're not spending the moolah. And then people say, but FSG do this, FSG do that. Where's the money that they're spending? Because we're not getting no money for qualifying for Champions League. We're getting money. So where's that going? We're selling players. I've seen us sell Ryan Brewster for 25. I've seen us sell Dominic Solanke for 20. Jordan Ibe for nearly 20. Loads of players who, they could have been good, but at the time, they were nowhere near that price tag. Seeing Hoover, man like Henry the Hoover go to Wolves for 10 million. Bro, don't chat to me about we haven't got money. We're not spending it. And I don't know what it is. So until we make any significant signings, lads, I don't even know what my thoughts are for next season. Just based on the fact I know it can go wrong with the injuries. If we have a fully fit squad, I still think we can challenge, because the difference between our squad and I suppose a lot of other people's teams that might have been similar for a lot of years is it's kind of had a year break in a way. Now they've actually got something to prove again altogether. Our Liverpool team, whereas before we won the league by however many points. But we didn't even get a proper chance to defend it. So now it's like that hunger's there to win it back. So I'm not saying we're not going to be in the title charge, but we're not giving ourselves the best possible chance.
100%. But you know what it is? Because of your manager, I can't count you out, innit? I can't count you out. I think what would dictate where Liverpool finish would just be having a fully fit squad. I genuinely think even if Liverpool didn't sign no one, they'll probably still finish in the top 4 if they had a fully fit team for a majority of the season. That's how good Klopp is. Like, it's crazy that man's even saying this, but it's true, bruv. Because I think most of the teams around you, the smaller teams, you'll beat them. Like, you'll beat them. Do you know what I mean? Outside of obviously your obvious United, City, Chelsea, United, City, Chelsea, yeah. Bruv, I genuinely think, yeah, you beat all the rest of them, like, quite comfortably. Still beat Arsenal, still beat Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just one of them ones. That's where Liverpool are at right now. I think Liverpool are still better than everyone else. Like, so because of that, even if they don't sign anyone, if they can keep their players fit, they can still beat, man. That's just kind of what it is.
Just to rebuttal what you've just said then, because I agree. You're using a manager who can turn peanuts into diamonds, and you're not giving him any more resources. Like, you got a manager who can win a league with a front three that he spent a combined like less than 100 million, which you just don't see teams do nowadays with their front threes and midfields and stuff like that. Gini Wijnaldum, 25 million, Mane 25, Salah 35, Firmino under 30, Robbo 8 million. Just bargains left, right. And you're not actually going to try and give him just a little bit more to spend with. Maybe try give him a world-class footballer. Maybe try and give him, not a Lewandowski, but, you know, remember what he was like when he had a Lewandowski. It removed that little bit of the pressure. Kind of like a Brendan Rodgers with Luis Suarez. You know, give him a star player to work with as well as the players that he's got right now. Because, yeah, we've got a great team and we've got some very, very good individuals. But why do you not try and just give him an absolute world beater who is ruthless? Why aren't we in the conversation for Haaland? Why? Why are Chelsea the only ones who can get him? Why are Real Madrid the only ones who can get him? Why are Man City the only other team who can get him? Why can't we? Because we're not spending any big dough on other players. We're paying Jota installments of 5 million or like 10 million per season over the next 4 years. So that ain't even like, they're always paid in installments, but that's like just one example for people who think that it's just all at once.
Yeah.
I just don't get it, bro. I really, really don't. You know, you're not giving yourself the bet. You know, we won the Premier League, boss. We won the Champions League, amazing. What about if we won the treble? Because that's the difference of this side being the greatest side that you've ever seen to just another team that won the league. And it's a fucking shame.
But you know what's mad?
And it's a fucking shame. Dead quick, Rants, before you say what you're about to say. It's a shame because we got to a Champions League final. We then won the Champions League, and then we won the Premier League, right? And that's a great achievement in itself. But just think about the whole lot more that for 2 seasons, I think we were better than Man City. For 2 full seasons. Like, even the season that we lost the league by a point. I think when we won the Champions League, we solidified that we were better than them. They beat us in January, but I think overall, even the next season proved we were better than them. But what did they do last season? They changed. They adapted. They didn't just rely on Laporte and stuff like that. All that bollocks that Laporte was injured. That's why they never won the league. No, they changed. They added. Stop trying to just make Jurgen Klopp work with these resources that he's already got the most out of. Give him more. Go 100%. For the FA Cups and League Cups. Why do we get knocked out of the FA Cups and League Cups all the time? The true determining factor of whether you're the biggest club in the country or not is when it comes to them major trophy conversations. League Cups and FA Cups add to the number. Whether you like a League Cup, whether it's as prestigious as a Champions League, still counts as one fucking piece of silverware.
It does.
And you're right,
bro.
And we don't even go out to try and win it because we haven't got that squad depth. So that's it, lads. That's my answer.
No, you're right, bro. And the thing is, you see, when my man's saying that ambition should be to challenge for titles, we don't even know if your owner's ambitions were ever to challenge for titles. Because really, you only spent money that you got in from selling players, and then you brought in a great manager that's managed to win you the titles. But we don't actually know that that was the prerequisite for getting the job. We don't know that they said, you know what, we're going to challenge. Because surely, if you know you're going to challenge, you spend money. Their net spend hasn't been that high. So maybe they're completely happy with just being in a top 4. Maybe they're happy with that. And then if they get a trophy, it's a bonus. Maybe that is their maybe that's the attitude.
Well, then they can fuck off.
I hear you, bro. But I genuinely think that's their attitude. I genuinely do think that.
I'm not even talking in my normal voice no more, bruv. Fuck that. Fuck that, man.
Bruv, I hear you.
I don't want to, bruv.
I hear all of
Nah, fair.
that, but I
Like that.
genuinely believe that your owners don't care about winning. And I'll wait till the end of this window now to see if United have got serious or if it's the same old newspaper talk. A man just end up with just the Sancho, like what I thought we were going to get. Because this Camavinga stuff sounds great, but it's by no means nailed on. Do you know what I mean? And because he's such a young kid as well, something about me feels that he wouldn't want to leave France and come to England at 18 or something like that. It's a big move for someone that age. You know what I mean? And it might take him a lot of time to settle. Like, so I don't know if that's a move that he would genuinely be open to. I don't know, innit? Like you'd like anyone, only person that would know would be him, really. Do you know what I mean? And then also with the Varane thing, they're saying that he's still yet to meet Ancelotti. So he could sit down with Ancelotti and Ancelotti could say, listen, these are the plans. This is the project. And then he could say, all right, cool, I'm chilling.
Yeah. You should like letting out this war chest that I didn't even know that you had. I've been hearing about a war chest for us. It's not even going down. Players like Camavinga is someone we should be linked with. I know I keep going back to Liverpool, bro, but that's a top quality player. I don't think people understand for the price that you're paying as well, for the age that's there. You know, the sell-on value in case it doesn't go well. Everything is right about that signing. It's not like if you want to make money, it's a very easy acquisition to make. Just sell him out on loan and you'll see that he'll ball out, and by the time he comes back from that loan deal, he's going to be worth, you know, probably 10-20% more than when he left.
Yeah.
Without even playing a game. Just bring him in, man. And Man United should bring him in, especially if you're going to sell Paul Pogba. A young player, hungry player, someone who can actually come into the team. Don't get me wrong, I don't know if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be the best man to quite coach the kid. But he's got ability in itself. You know, when he comes on the pitch, he's going to make an impact. It's not going to be through tactics. So, I think it's a good signing overall. And again, even if Ollie does fuck it up and doesn't get the best out of him, it's going to be very, very nearly impossible to lose money on an 18-year-old kid with that much potential.
And that much ability. You can't.
And you're only spending 25, 30 million. You can't really lose money.
You can't lose money on a player like that. And I agree
the money that you
would
be losing is like 10 million, which is not until you're 19.
But you wouldn't lose anything on that kid. Very worst case scenario, you'll break even in it if he doesn't kick 100. On. But I believe he will. 100. And people saying, Anelka moved to Arsenal at 18. Anelka moved to Arsenal with a French manager. Do you know what I'm saying? That knew the French system and could act as that kind of figure that's going to help him settle into the club. The only players that he's got is Martial and Pogba at the moment, and Pogba's not guaranteed to stay. So all of I can't really say the Anelka thing is the same. I think a French manager has a lot to do with it. I think if Zidane's the manager of United, then I'd say, yeah, cool. I'll be more open to believing that it could be a possibility. But 18 is very young. 18 is very, very, very young. So I don't know if he's willing to go overseas just yet. And this sources thing, no, they haven't, bruv. Like, man's seen bare different things. That's the problem with Twitter. Man say sources, bro. Like, what source, blood? I mean, like, what sauce? There's no sources because
some barbecue sauce, mate. Some barbecue di el tomato, eh?
Bro, in this chat alone, I've seen 4 or 5 different quotes about Varane from different sources, and they all say different things. Some say he's on holiday. Some said that he hasn't even decided if he's leaving yet. Some have said he wants 300k, and United aren't willing to give him that because it will make him the highest paid outfield player on the thing, and then it will mess up the wage budget. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bear man are saying different things, bro. It don't make no sense.
The sauce is Jay from in between us.
It must be, bro. The sauce keeps changing, B.
The sauce is Jay from in between.
So, like, bro, I can't believe for 1 second that my man's agreed all them things when he's on holiday, bro. I saw Pogba in a Miami club with Ronaldinho, and you think these men are negotiating contracts? That's not happening. Right now, man are not negotiating contracts. Man are on holiday with their family. Like, that's just what's going on, bro. So, yeah, like I'm just not even trying to hear that right now. And Oli has officially outspent Jose Exactly. That's fair enough. He's outspent Jose and he hasn't won anything yet. And that's why I say this year's massive. This year's super, 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 super big.
It's actually vital. If
Yeah.
he wins no trophies and he's still the manager next season, it's laughable. I went to this like some uni gaff the other week, and there was loads of people from Manchester there. Majority of them were Manchester United fans, and like most of them knew who I was. They were like, "Oh my god, aren't you with that kid, mate? Aren't you him? Oh my god, everyone loves you by ours, mate." And I was like, "Oh, nice one, boys." You know what I mean? And then they started obviously chatting to me about football because they didn't know what else to fucking talk to me about. And then they started talking about Manchester. Yeah, you know the score, lad. Like, oh, so what do you reckon about Liverpool next season? And I'm like, yeah, lad. So I reckon we'll do all right, innit? What do you reckon about your manager and stuff? Because I always like to gauge what Man United fans think about the manager, because I know a lot of them like to say Ollie in. Lads, I was surrounded by like 8 of them, yeah. Like, they all said Ollie in. I was like, "Use a fuck juice, boys, watching your drink." Lads, they were all like, "Nah, mate, you know what he's doing. You know what he's doing. He's working hard. He's got the spirit. He's got the spirit for us, you know what I mean?" Like,
yeah,
right,
but that's it.
mate.
They're saying all the things that don't matter. Everything but the football. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is, bruv. It's a sentiment thing with this football club, innit?
Yeah.
And that's why I'd be very excited to see if they were putting this sentiment bullshit aside and actually spending money on good players, innit? Like, that's the only way. That's the only way to get man on side.
Ah, it's mad.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. That's the only way to get me on side, is to buy the right players. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. Because if you buy the right players, no matter who the manager is, yeah, at least it tells me that your head's screwed on, you're going in the right direction. But right now, it's like, if man just get the Sancho and nothing else, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not enough. So, like, seeing what United do in this transfer window will be super, super telling. And then that's where I'll decide how optimistic I am for the season. Like, look at this. There's a feeling if one was to leave Nice, his likely destination will be Spain. Real Madrid are thought to be interested. There you go. Straight away. There's another source, mate. There's sources everywhere. That's Sky Sports.
Also, Camavinga would know about that midfield situation at Real Madrid. He knows Kroos is not getting any younger. He knows Modric isn't getting any younger, and he knows Casemiro isn't. So it's like there's a space there eventually for him in the next couple of seasons. In the meantime, he gets to improve around other players. So that's definitely an option. They'll 100% be interested in Camavinga. How interested is the question, but there'll be other clubs who want that player. With the fact that his contract expires next summer as well is another big deal. Another big factor when it comes to the deal.
Yeah, 100%. So again, guys, we don't know, innit? I mean, they've got Carlo Ancelotti. It's Real Madrid. They're clearly looking to rebuild by bringing in that manager. Like, there's going to be loads of competition for Camavinga. With Varane, I don't think there'll be loads of competition for him, because I think he's going to command a big wage. And because of his age, do you know what I mean? It's all of a mad one. And here's another source, bruv. You know what I mean? Want Varane, but aware of being used as a vehicle for the player to get a better contract, which is probably what I think he's doing. Well, not impossible is remote in reality. That's what I mean. So United could end up with neither of them. United could end up with neither of them.
And that's what you don't want, isn't it? You don't want to.
But there's a real possibility that they could end up with neither of them, bro. And then if they end up with neither of them, what's the backup? What's the backup option? If you don't get Varane, then who else do you get? And this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to get too carried away. It looks like we're moving like a real football club, but until the ink has dried on the contract, it's all just. I wouldn't even say paper talk. It's just hearsay, bruv. It's just hearsay.
It's just also like it can kind of blow over everything that's been going on towards the dead end of last season, going into this new season, and then by the time, let's say if you do go into the new year with these rumours and speculation continuing, but then it gets to the first game and you've still got no Varane, you've still got no Camavinga, but you've still got Sancho, then it's smart when you deep it. Like, if you think, unless I'm misreading something, but it's actually kind of smart when you like really, really think about it. You've gone and spent a lot less money on Sancho than what you would have previously.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm looking for what the Glazers would have wanted. You've spent less money on a world-class player that you would have wanted recently. You've ended up not having to sign a centre-back or a midfielder, even though you actually have to do them things. And you know, you've got into the new season without the fans giving you too much stick, so you've got a little bit more time to try and, you know, work a way around that to just sort out the situation. And I don't know, I think that also is something that you've got to be open-minded to. Man United aren't a club. Like, that's why I'm surprised. I'm surprised, not surprised, but I'm more surprised that they're actually spending the money now all at once.
Yeah, I think if they
to
are,
be true.
it does to me, and that's why I'm not really getting my hopes up that these deals are going to get done, mate. I feel like Varane's using Manchester United like Ramos used Manchester United to get a new deal. I think he'll stay at Real Madrid. And Camavinga, if Real Madrid really want him, I think he goes there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and then there's this talk about Ahmad going out on loan, and to me that's a weird one because Man United signed him. They could have just signed him and sent him straight out on loan because they've hardly played him anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's like to buy him and now potentially talking about sending him out on loan now when for me he's better than Dan James. Like none of it makes sense. Like again, it's a strange move. So for every good bit of business it looks like United are doing, they still do things that make me feel like the place is an absolute shambles, and these guys.
So what would you do? Would you sell Dan James and keep Ahmad?
Yeah, bro. We'll just send him out on loan.
Yeah,
like send him out on loan. I don't think he's good enough. You know what I mean, he's not good enough for this football club, bro. Like, and the thing is, he doesn't have the technical ability to even make an impact, bro. It's like I've seen Ahmad make more of an impact here coming off the bench in the Europa League than Dan James.
Do you think they're looking at him like a sort of you can turn into a Raheem Sterling type player for us and have that type of an impact, maybe just more physically imposing?
Who, Dan James?
Dan James.
But he doesn't have the technical level of a Raheem Sterling. At least Raheem Sterling can carry the ball. Dan James is just a kick and run player. Do you know what I mean? And he's just not. Yeah, he's just not intelligent enough, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So
does he bring anything to the table? Because I don't watch Dan James enough, but does he bring anything to the table that like Ahmad maybe doesn't?
Nah, like, just blister in pace.
Just pace.
Blister in pace. He's rapid, but it doesn't matter because he can't do anything with the ball. He's got no end product.
Does he like trap back? I'm trying to find.
He does. He is. He's defensive. He is. He's a defensive option, isn't it?
Maybe that's why he gets just a little bit more of a nod, you know. More.
Yeah, he's a defensive option, man. He's quick and he will do the hard yards going back this way. But for me,
he's happy to put the yards in because he's not the greatest technically, basically.
Precisely. But he's a poor footballer. Like from a technical standpoint, he's very poor. So it's one of them ones for me. I don't think that he has the ability to play for Manchester United. And in my eyes, top clubs should have the best players. In my head, that's what defines you. Like the best clubs usually have the best players. You look at Bayern Munich and you'll be like, oh, they got Lewandowski, they got Kimmich, they've got Sane, they've got, do you know what I mean? Like you look at the best clubs and you think they have to have the best players, even off the bench. You think, oh, Kingsley Coman's coming off the bench. Man, I got Dan James coming off the bench. Like it's not even the same level of conversation. Do you know what I mean? And I just
United, you should sell Dan James. Sell Dan James. Get him gone. Get him gone now for money because a loan won't do much. I've just saw someone say in the chat he's 24. Is that true?
Yeah.
That's mad. Nah, lad, don't send him out on loan. It would make more sense if you haven't got first team plans for Ahmad, for example, or you're not looking on getting him more involved with the first team. Get him out on loan. Keep Dan James as a backup option for now. Bring back Ahmad and then sell Dan James. But I think what you should do instead is maybe sell Dan James now and then just use Ahmad and incorporate him into the League Cup games and like the FA Cup games and stuff like that, instead of opposed to all these other bullshit games. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like loaning them out, like what you said. Like why don't you do that in the first season? But then again, they can say the things like, "Oh, we want to get him like used to the place and the city and under 23s." But then why would you get him used to it and then let him go out? Do you know what I mean, lad? So it doesn't make no sense. You're right.
So no, it's a strange one, man. I can't even lie. Sitch. It is a sticky sitch, bruv. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Ahmad, but hopefully, I would say hopefully he stays. But to be fair, you've got Rashford and Martial for that left hand side. And On the right hand
And
side,
it's
you got Mason Greenwood and Jaden Sancho. Also, Jaden can play on the left. Martial plays up top. If you add Dan James in there, I don't see where Ahmad fits in. I don't see where he fits in. So again, very strange situation. I feel like one of them players have to leave.
Nah, definitely, definitely. It's about letting go of the assets. You know, we keep talking about Rafael Varane coming in and Camavinga. Players like Dan James are the ones that you kind of need to sell. One that don't really have a chance of getting into the first team anytime soon. He's not going above Sancho. He's not going above Rashford, Greenwood, or he shouldn't at least.
Mm-hmm.
And then even Ahmad, like you've already mentioned. So use the experience that he's gained at Manchester United in the meantime that he's been here. Actually let him go for however much money you can get, 15, 20 million, 25 million. And then also on top of that, sell your other assets that you need to let go of.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you can recoup a little bit of that money that you're spending on them big players, and then it's not impossible.
No, 100%. 100%, bro. Couldn't have put it any better, man. Do you know what I mean? Big up everyone inside here. Like 1.6 the whole way, pretty much. Do you know what I mean? It's been a mad thing. Big up everyone. Big up for all your messages as well, man. It's been, I'm telling you, my inboxes have been flooding in, bruv, with
You've
like
got people who love you, lads. You've got people who genuinely
positive
fucking love you, bro.
messages. Do you know what I mean? And I have to say shout out to you as well, bro, because honestly, yeah, you're one of the first people that shouted, man, yeah, and straight away you wasn't even entertaining the idea of the bullshit. Straight away, you knew it was bullshit. You weren't even entertaining it. You get me? And I
Couldn't
fuck
have,
with that,
lads.
bro. Because you
Nah,
know
couldn't
me,
have, bro.
innit? So because you know me straight away, you were just like, yeah, like, hope you're cool. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like straight away. Like, do you know what I mean? You weren't in your head. It wasn't even a
To be
possibility.
honest with
You're
you,
not believing it.
lads, to be honest with you, it was a mixture of I know what you're like, and I also know what people on Twitter are like, and I know what they can get from 3 seconds or 10 seconds of a clip, and there's so many people who just want to see you lose, mate. There's so many people who just want to see you fucking fall. And it's because whether they're not happy with themselves or whatever it may fucking be. At the end of the day, though, it's just a sad world that we live in, that there's people who actually want to inflict that type of damage on others. And whether that's just, even if it's a negative comment. And in I don't know how long I've known you, probably under a year, but it's like, you know, in that time, you've shown nothing but respect to me. You've shown nothing but support to me in my journey. When we first met, I had less subscribers. Well, actually, I still have less subscribers. I had less followers. And since then, I've grew massively. And that's obviously been, like, at times where, say, my head hasn't quite been in it. Because this YouTube thing can be a bit mad, especially when you start doing it on a more, like, consistent basis. You know, you've got a lot of people's opinions. And even myself, like, you know, people say I'm confident and stuff like that, but not always am I always, like, intact. I'm still young and I'm still growing, lad, so I don't get a lot of things right, and you help me with them perspectives, because you're someone who's obviously been in my position. You know what young men's headspace can be like, and, you know, you even sent me this, and I said that, I brought it up. You never even brought it up the first time you sent me this. I was the one who brought it up. I said it, the stream after you sent it to mine, and it was because I just, like, that was a big help for me. Might have been minor for you. You might have had 3 different microphones and stuff like that. But for you to send that to me, you suggested to send it to me as well. It was like, it just meant a lot more than you thought, lads. And to see other people then try and question your character and just essentially say something that you're not. I just felt it was my duty to sort of realise, nah, this is obviously bullshit, and just see how you was, type of thing. And what I loved, out of all the people who was giving you shit and stuff like that, what I loved is the proper ones who were here all the time and actually know who you are, were backing you all the way. And that's all you
100%.
can do, man.
Do you know what I mean? So nah, bro, I appreciate you. I can't even
Nah,
lie. I appreciate everyone
big up
inside. I
everyone.
appreciate everyone that sent me a message. Do you know what I'm saying? And I also appreciate the people that showed me exactly who they are in it. Because when them videos were circulating, there's some man, do you know what I mean? They know who they are. Do you know what I mean? That commented certain things. And bruv, let's just say that the summer's gonna get very hot for them. You know, them ones there. That's just what it is. Because you see me, yeah, like God forgives, innit? But I don't. I don't. So it's one of them ones where you see when shit goes sideways, that's who you find out who people really were or really are. Do you know what I mean? So You know who you are. It's about to get mad, innit? That's all I'm saying. It's about to get real mad because it's one of them ones where you, you James, we ain't even met in person in the flesh, bro. But we speak enough, and you can feel of someone's energy what they're like, innit? So you
Got
know
that
when
level of
you've been,
respect.
yeah. So you know when you've been around people and they know who you are. Do you know what I'm saying? They've been around you, actually physically around you for years, and they try to snake you for clout and that. Yeah, it's gonna be a mad thing. I can't even lie. It's gonna be an absolute mad thing because you see me, yeah. It's like loyalty is very important to me, and people have seen it before. The man ended up getting into, I ended up getting into a beef that could have turned very, very nasty on Twitter. You man know, and then I ended up having a boxing match for someone that really I didn't know that well. Do you know what I mean? But I'm the kind of guy. If you're, I'm riding with you. I'm riding with you in it. That's how I am in it. Like I'm a big brother. I got a little brother. Like so, by nature, I've got a protective element to me in it. Anyone that's around me, I like to make sure they're looked after. That's how I am in it. That's how I am. When you're, if you're a big brother, you'll understand that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm like in it. Like me and my bro aren't even 2 years apart. Like a year and 11 months, bro. So literally since he was born, I've always had my brother like this, you know, like that. So, bruv, it molds you as a human being, innit? And you see people that you've had around you when they try to snake you, yeah, and stab you in the back. Because even before I had a chance to even clear my name or say anything, certain man are leaving comments and all these other things. It's great, bruv. It's great. Do you know what I'm saying? Because as I said on the video previously, in this YouTube game, yeah, you only know what people show you in it. Whereas I know these people in real life. So when I'm coming with the sonic booms, yeah, them man better be ready. That's all I'm saying. They better be ready. Because the reason why a lot of people don't speak out, yeah, um, when the reason why people don't speak out against certain people is because they don't want to get the backlash that I'm getting right now. Because it's funny how people are digging up old videos and all these other things, videos that have been around before, putting together compilations and stuff like that to try and derail my success. Because, bruv, the higher you climb, the more people want to pull you down, bro. But the funny thing about this situation is, yeah, it's mad, bro. Like, ever since I've come in, I've always been myself, I've always been opinionated. So,
I say this.
I'm just being who I am, bro. But the
I
thing
say
is,
this to
because
people.
certain men are faking who they are, when people really find out who they are, it's going to be a mad thing. It's going to be damaging to their brand. Whereas me, my brand is just me being me, bro. Do you know what I'm
I
saying?
say this.
So,
I
so
say to
this is
people
what it
like
is.
I say to people, right? You know, when asked, like, if you've got a problem with Rants, you've got a problem with who he actually is. You haven't got a problem with something that he's actually building up. And more so, you haven't got a problem with him as a person. You've actually just got a problem with one thing that you've saw in a story that someone else has created, and then created that image in your head and decided to start using your fingers. And the thing is, people just do that. People
Yeah.
just do them type of things. And I haven't been in this game long enough to know who. Like, no, I haven't had no beef with anyone. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Because I haven't been in it long enough. I'm assuming that's what it is. In the
Yeah.
year that I've been in YouTube, mainly it's been at home. I haven't really been traveling other places to actually meet other people. So I don't know the ins and outs of things. One thing I do know is that people can change when it comes to any like clout and stuff like that, as you've already mentioned.
Yeah.
But they get scared when it gets a little bit too hot, isn't it? And people don't like real. And I've always said this to people, whether you like Rants or whether you don't like Rants, he's just a real motherfucker. He's a real motherfucker. I say this to people, like even on my live streams, and it's why I like coming on these shows. Because
Yeah.
it's people who I gravitate to in real life as well, not even just YouTube. I gravitate to them type of people in real life, people who are actually honest and they talk about stuff. A lot of the things I talk about with people off air will probably get me trouble on it. Not mad, but just
Yeah.
certain things that's going on in the world right now and other things like that. I like real people who just fuck everything else off and actually use their brains and the common sense instead of trying to impress others. because then you get a world of just actors. So I
Bruv,
respect you. I know you don't need this,
is.
yeah. I know you don't need this, but I just want you to know, lad, regardless of all these people that say these things to you and they show you hate and this, that, and the other, I have mad respect for you. You show me a lot of inspiration. You have inspired me massively to a lot of the things that I'm doing now. The work rate that you put in, the example that you set, even on your Instagram and stuff like that, living a healthy lifestyle, being a good person, doing good things behind closed doors, but not really boasting about it, doing things for people, but not really boasting about it. I rate you, Rants, lad, and like ever since
Hey,
I've
bro,
came
no,
into the
listen,
YouTube thing,
I
you're massive,
appreciate
bro.
it, bro, and you're my guy, and that's why I say, James, bro, like you're my guy, I got your back in it, because I'm the kind of guy, bro. Like if I like someone, bro, like man go above and beyond. Like even with Statman, that's my guy. I look after him. He always says to me, "Oh, bruv, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do." But I want to do this because that's who I am in it. I build the people up around me, and I believe, yeah, that the universe provides for me. That's the reason why I keep winning, bro. Because I help other people in it, and I get it back from up there, bro. So I'm not really worried, innit? I'm not really worried. The clean hearts always win. I know that I got to where I am right now. I didn't screw no one over. I didn't betray no one. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't sell no one out for no money or nothing like that. I've always been true to myself, innit? And certain man in this game can't say that. Certain man that are leaving comments on videos of me can't say that. So when I'm ready for the sonic boom, yeah, that's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, me, yeah, I'm too big. I'm too big for this nonsense, bro. Like it's not even a threat. It's not nothing, bro. But you know what they say about wounded animals, bro? That's when they're at their most dangerous, bro. And that's just what it is. So them man can continue to try and tear me down, but bruv, it's not gonna work, fam. Do you know what I mean? They tried to do the same thing to Troops, and that Donny tried to sell him out as well, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it's not the first time. But it is what it is. They tried to cancel Troops. It didn't happen. I mean, you can't cancel me because the people that actually fuck with me see what I do here on a daily basis. They see the work I put in. They see the way I look after people around me. They see the way I put everyone else on and I try and build up people around me. I don't try and keep them beneath me, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So they know what I am. So that is why you can't delete me, bro. You know what I mean? I'm certified. You can't get rid of me, bro. So it's just not gonna happen, innit? So all it's gonna be is a minor inconvenience. You're gonna get little twats in the chat talking rubbish. I'm still gonna grow and I'm gonna continue to win. And there's nothing these men can actually do about it, bro. There's nothing they can do, bro. Man's got the best Manchester United show in the world, bro. My Red Talk, there's not a better Man United show than that. There's not, bro. There's not. My guests are the best guests that you can find.
Proper lovely people as well, lad. The people that you get on there, top people, man.
Bro, is man telling me, man's got Flawless, Saeed, Aaron, Statman,
the respect I have for them lads is mad.
Fucking Culture Cams coming through, Harry Pinero comes through. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, better people come through, bro. The community that I've bought is unmatched, bro. Like, unmatched. That's why these men are soggy, bro. That's why they're soggy. I don't really care. I genuinely don't care. So it's one of them ones where I know you lot back me. That's all that matters. That's why I'm not even on Twitter. Like, I deleted the app on my phone. I genuinely don't care. I have some of the best football talk shows in the world, bro. I know that. My show with Deluded and Matisse, my show with you. Do you know what I'm saying? Bruv, different levels. I know that, innit? I genuinely know that, and I work fucking hard, innit? So if these men ever think that they're going to be able to end me, bruv, it's mad. It's not going to happen. But I will say certain man's reputations will get tarnished, bro. They will get tarnished, bro. Because I'm not going to sit here and let man take the piss. I'm not going to do it. When I've got people like you that haven't even known me for a year and you get it. And other men are trying to sell me out for clout. They want to go with the popular opinion while people are trying to kick me while they're down. Like, man ain't spent hours together on the motorway for years, up and down. A man want to try to sell me out. The only reason why I didn't blow man up in the first place, yeah, was just out of respect. Just out of respect, because I know man's family and that. So I didn't really want it to get disrespectful publicly. But you see, when you disrespect me publicly, the gloves come off, innit? So when I'm ready, like you said, sticky sitch, blood. That's what it's gonna be, blood. Very sticky sitch, bro.
Number one thing, no, bro, because I actually don't know like the proper ins and outs of the situation. I probably know bits, but you said to me the other day, lad, like when we were speaking, you said that you were happy, bro. And number one thing, that's all I ever want for people like myself. I only aim for happiness.
Yeah.
The advice that I give everyone on this stream, regardless what you're doing, whatever it is, day to day life, as long as you feel fulfilled and you feel happy, it's number one thing. Other people's opinions of you don't really matter. Other people's
100.
It really, really doesn't, bro. And it's the opinion you have of yourself. If you hold yourself to a high standard, then by all means you are doing your thing right. The time that you've been given on earth, you're spending that time well. And every single day, I am not perfect by any means necessary, but I've got myself my own little YouTube channel. I go to the gym. I don't do anything bad. A lot of kids my age, especially in my area, you see them getting up to a lot of fucked up shit. And it's just it's a rough thing, man. Do you know what I mean? And myself, I just like to tell people that doesn't mean I'm better than you. I like that in any way, shape, or form. All that means is just I've kept going. There was times where I felt like a loser. This time last year, I was skint on my arse, bro. All my mates are going out partying and stuff like this. I had no dough, lad. I felt pathetic. And it's just one of them things where it's very character building.
Bro, I remember, bro, we had conversations, bro, when there's days you had to take days off because mentally this YouTube thing's exhausting, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It's exhausting, man. And it's a situation where, honestly, this is like the most, not just YouTube, but social media is the fakest place on planet Earth, bro. Do you know what I mean? When people have got a lot to benefit from having you around, they love you. And as soon as they feel like they've got what they need from you, do you know what I mean? They try and move on, bro. You know what I mean? So it's hard to find real people here. And then it's mentally exhausting as well when you're interacting with people. And it's an exchange of energy, innit? That's what it is. It's an energy exchange when you're doing these things. So all the energy I get back from you lot, I try and put it back into my work. But sometimes it gets fucking exhausting, innit? And you've noticed that, bro. And that's why I said sometimes you just got to take days off, bro. I said it to you before when you were doing like 2-3 streams in a day. I was like, bruv, slow down. Yeah. Because by the end of the week, fucked. Do you know what I'm saying? People don't understand how hard it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, I get it. Do you know what I'm saying? I've had your back from the beginning. That's why when people talk rubbish, about me, it's mad. It's actually mad because I'm one of the most genuine guys, in this whole thing. And there's not many
people like that. You don't meet many people like that in general, let alone in the industry. So it's just like
there's not a lot of genuine people out there.
You've got to value them people because at the end of the day, money's one thing and clout is a completely different thing. I know I'm not a materialistic person, Rants. I can tell you that for free, brother. I have now got more money than I've ever had in my life, and I am not going on shopping sprees on a weekly basis.
100%. And I remember when we first started working together, and you were just like, rah, like I'm skint, this, that, and the other. And I said, bruv, have a microphone. There you go, bro. You know, like that.
Nah, that's just lads, and you're short. You're shorting me out.
And that's how I am. But there you go. Do you know what I'm saying? Advice on what to charge for your work. I was like, bruv, don't undervalue yourself. They need you. You're the talent. Little things like that. The way I help the people around me. Do you know what I'm saying? People know, innit? All the people I've been around, they really know. Yeah. So people that know me and have spent time with me, when they do try and snake, man, I take it personally, innit? I take it personally because I know what I'm like, innit? I know what I'm like as a person. So it is what it is, bro. As I said, them man there, it's going to be a mad one still. They're going to have to keep trying, innit? They're going to have to keep trying, bruv.
You try so hard, but
and it won't work,
so
bruv.
In the end, it doesn't even matter, lads. That's the settings. That's the energy right now, lads. That's the energy. Just as long as we're fucking happy in our zone, in our lane. Shout out to my brother Lee, and we're all doing our thing and just winning, lads. Just winning, and we're happy, like I said, and everyone in the chat's happy. Then we're doing what we need to do. Therefore, everyone else's opinions doesn't matter. So,
but that's what I'm saying. So now, big up everyone inside.
As always,
it's always love. You know, like that, mad numbers as usual. This is what we do. That tune reminds me of fucking WrestleMania, blood, or something like that. Linkin Park tune. Like one of the WrestleManias. I'm sure that was the theme tune. I can't remember, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Man's getting on a bit, blood. I don't know what WrestleMania it was. You know, like that. But nah, honestly, it's one of them ones where, guys, I appreciate you and I love you guys, innit? Big up Lee Gunner. He's another one of the realists. Like, me and Lee Gunner talk on a level all the time. Like, I spoke to him last night, or one of my guys, innit? We're both guys, yeah, that, bruv, you don't always agree with our opinions, but one thing is, we're always going to keep it 100. You know, like that. And that's what it is. So, my man said WrestleMania 28. He's on it, bro. You know, like that. So, now, listen, that's it. So, I flipping love you lot. Like, big up for all the positive messages. Ignore all the bullshit. Do you know what I'm saying? Because all the bullshit you're seeing online, yeah, understand that all of that, I'm getting back in positive messages as well. It's nonsense. Do you know what I'm saying? They can keep clipping away, bro. Like, they've been doing this for ages. They've been doing it for ages, and it doesn't matter. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. Make sure you raid Lee Gunner's channel as well,
Absolutely.
bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Make sure you follow James's channel. The hyperlink is in the description. You lot should be following him already. But if you're not following James Redmond TV, make sure you click the hyperlink. What you got coming up as well, my bro?
I'm doing a watch along later for the game, and other than that, bro, I've done a few posts today. Tomorrow there should be a little Redmond roundup for people who enjoy that show, so keep an eye out for that. And otherwise, just same old videos, however often. But thank you for everyone who support them, man. You're all legends.
That's it. So big up everyone inside. Nothing but love for you lot. And yeah, man, I'll see you, man, again at 7:30 for the build up to Italy, Spain, people.